Welcome, everyone, to Simply Felicity. I am so thankful to be here today. This is actually my season finale, so it's a special day, Terry, to have you on here. Um, as Terry and I are launching something really special that I wanted to talk about and share with you guys along with Terry, but also talk about the recent application of this work that we're doing in her life and how that's all manifesting. So, everyone, welcome with me, my friend Terry Carl. Yay, Terry. And where are you hailing from right now?
Right now, we are outside Memphis, Tennessee. And it's
Very. Oh, you just pulled in.
no, it's pouring, but we did just get here Sunday. Yeah,
Okay. And I was hearing that in the back and I wasn't sure if it was me or you. And then when I muted myself, I was like, oh, that's probably rain.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Very
not, but it's really beautiful here. We're right by the Mississippi River.
nice.
Mhm.
Very, very cool. So, yeah, so I just want to hop in right with that. So Terry has been living in, it's not an RV, it's a,
I call it an RV. It's a fifth wheel.
oh,
Sometimes
okay.
it's a travel trailer.
I had never heard the term fifth wheel before, actually, so that's why I thought it was something different, maybe than an RV or whatever. And how long have you been doing that?
Since mid-September.
Yes. So this is a brand new journey for you all. But how long would you say that you've been wanting to do that?
It's been something of a process.
Right.
I think 2.5, almost 3 years ago, um, my husband got the idea of living in a van. So we were pursuing that for a while. And then I thought, you know what? We have 4 pets right now. Vans are small. I mean, you renovate the van, so it's not just like living in a van, but still it's really tight. And so I kind of had dropped the idea, and I just had this stigma against RVs. I thought, like, that's not me. I'm more of the hippie van, but I won't fit in a van. So somehow it came up again, I think last year, and we were revisiting it again, but then maybe thinking me, my husband, the pets, and maybe my sister. And that we realized, no, that's not going to work. It's still the pets. And then, but I knew I had to get out. Like, I have a very nomadic spirit that needs to be on the move. And so I think last fall, we were seriously looking again at selling the house, and we're just trying to figure out where we're going to go. And in January, we visited Texas, and we were considering California. And then um, also COVID was going on at that time. And then Brian was like, well, I'm kind of reconsidering the RV idea. And I thought, you know what? Why not? We've already decided we might pick up everything and move to California across the country. How much crazier is an RV? And I think this is a better option because I just don't like being in one place for too long. So this allows us to have that variety that I can't really get in too many other ways right now. So, yeah.
And what would you say is what you expected, and what would you say is so different than what you expected about this life?
I think I expected that it was going to be a little bit smaller. Um, and I knew that I was going to need to get out of the RV sometimes because I am in this space a lot. I do work from home. Also, just not really roughing it, but some of the not as nice as living in a house things, like the toilet's not as nice, the shower pressure's not as nice. I knew that was coming. What was surprising? Was that the other question?
Yeah.
Um, I know. I think what I've been saying is surprising is just how well this fits. Um, just how much it makes sense to me. Like, it seemed like such a crazy idea, but we've been doing it for a month, and it already feels like everybody who's not doing what I'm doing is the crazy one. Like, oh yeah, you live in a house, and if it's cold, you can't go somewhere else. You know, like, it's weird how quickly I adapted.
Yeah, it just shows how much it is you. Like it is intrinsic to who you are, and you know, maybe that like the feelings that you have um aren't just changing internally, but just like wanting to change scenery, wanting to be somewhere else, wanting to experience some other people, other locations and things like that. So
Yeah,
how do you decide when and where to pick up and go?
how do we decide? We kind of looked at logistics a little bit, and also just knowing that we did want to go somewhere warmer. That's the other thing that was surprising, is I had this idealistic idea that it was going to be warm all the time, and I've actually been cold a lot.
Yeah.
Most of the night. Um, so that's been an adjustment, but I know it's still warmer than where I would have been. So we're trying to head south and also eventually southwest, get warmer. And we're also looking at like what kind of route we can take, where we're taking like 2 weeks at a time. So that makes it easier for us and the pets as far as slowly moving and then getting back. Because we really want to be back for my husband's niece's birthday, which is in May. So like, okay,
Okay.
how can we get, and then getting back to all make it logistically work out. So originally we were planning on just going to Texas and back, but then we thought, well, what if we can stretch how far we go each time a little bit more? And so now we're actually going to hit a little bit of Arizona and briefly New Mexico. So it's going to feel like more of a full trip. So I'm excited.
Very cool. Awesome. And I know I saw you guys, I think the last time I checked in y'all did a cool like date night at some type of brewery, or it looked really cool in there. Um
Yeah, trying to get some experiences in. Yeah.
yeah, what other locations have you found that are kind of neat?
As far as like date nights, we've done a couple of breweries, and then we did a barbecue place, which was actually right on site of the RV park we were in, and it was the best food we'd had so far.
Wow.
It smoked barbecue, and they explained a little bit about how that's different. It was really, really good. And then we've been trying to hit like some historical and like nature spots. We found a park near Bloomington. Can't remember. It starts with a C. And then we did Cahokia Mounds when we were outside of St. Louis, Missouri. And we did the I think it's David Davis Mansion.
Mm.
That was also outside Bloomington. And then also some of the scenic parts of St. Louis, like just in that downtown area. There's an outdoor sculpture park, there was a cathedral, and then the arch. Checked all those out.
Wow. It just seems like you've packed about as much travel into this month as maybe what in the last 6 months or year. I mean, that is
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah, it's basically like taking a vacation like every 2 weeks, but if we're squeezing it into like the weekend, usually like
Hmm.
between work schedules. Like, okay, what do we really want to see and what do we want to show people? And like, okay, where are we gonna put it in? We're still figuring out what we want to do for this trip. So it is very organized.
That is super cool. You're organized. I mean, you're nomadic, but you're kind of an organized person, wouldn't you say?
Thank you. I feel like I'm kind of a little more on the wacky like Einstein-y organized, where like I don't always look organized, but it's enough where it keeps me together.
Yes, organized chaos.
Yes. I think I'm a little bit better than organized chaos, but I'm getting close. A lot
And
going on.
you all had already started this life of sort of pre-cooking a lot of things. Are you guys still doing that where you have like your prep day for food? I know like you're taking part of your weekend to travel now, but it just seems like that might be an important part of this because running out to the store, like you have to know where the stores are. And I don't know, it just seems like you'd have to kind of be organized with the food deal.
Yeah, we're still kind of figuring that part out. We are more like doing like mini preps here and there, and Brian's been helping a lot with making meals because he loves to cook, and he's also doing some of the work that he does is delivery, so he's aware of what places are in the area.
Oh, yeah, right.
So then we'll just take usually an evening night and head out and have an idea. We're pretty consistent with what we eat, except he's the one who's a little more with the ideas and being adventurous with the food. So sometimes he'll throw in some new things, but we do have some staples that we tend to go to.
Awesome. Very, very cool. So, yeah, so the last time you and I worked together, we were doing a pilot program kind of for what we're launching now, I'd have to say. We did a, what do we call it? A vision mashup or something. That's how it's like
Yeah, collision, vision collision.
vision collision. Yeah, it was better than that. Yeah, vision collision. It rhymed. So, and we were just taking some of these concepts about vision that we've learned and some of the things that I've learned matched with what you had been teaching. And
Mhm.
so we decided to sort of put it together in a workshop for people. And I was really encouraged by the feedback on that. Actually, I still, a number of the people were friends of mine. I still hear back feedback
Ah,
and how it has affected them. So I thought that this would be a nice like follow up for them to see as well, like how it's affected you in you pushing forward with your vision. I mean the prep for you guys prepping your house. I mean, I know a lot of people go through that, but it was a lot on you. It was like a lot of work that you guys did to get to this place.
mhm.
So took a lot of perseverance and for you to be insistent that this is my dream, this is the direction I want to go, um, and everything. So it's very cool to see it all manifesting and coming to life here. Talk to me about so we've started our new Facebook page, Virtual Vision U, and I'm going to give you first chance to just describe it to people and what the vision is of what we're wanting to bring.
Okay. Well, first, I would just like to say that I'm super grateful to you because you've been the, what's the word? I don't want to say instigator, but the,
A catalyst is nicer word. Instigators like
I need it. It's really helpful, I think, and I think that's part of the power of workshops and this vision you that is having the people together, not just us as presenters and the leaders, but also as having a group where we're
yeah,
all together trying to create our visions, which is improving our lives and therefore improving the world. So yeah, I've been thinking a lot about this as it's approaching and just how it's developed and what it can turn into. And there's the vision workshop from my training in Life Mastery Institute is really the main source of these powerful ideas that turned into what we're creating today. And I think I'm ready to do an overhaul. Like, that scare you? But obviously, the concepts are gold and they're based on universal laws, and that will be the foundation. But I was thinking about how we can reach everybody because I've
yeah,
enjoyed to the workshops. I've presented it, I think, 30 or 40 or 50 times now. I've lost count, and I've enjoyed it myself, even though it's a presenter every time. But I think with this university, we have this opportunity to take things to the next level to,
mm,
like you said, make it personal to our own lives. One of my paradigms that was sometimes holding me back personally in my work was like, are you really living your dream? Are you living your vision? And a thought that's been going through my head a lot now is, okay, well, now you are. So what's your excuse? Time to do the work. So I want to really touch into what I feel like has been a calling. I think a nudging personally, and then through you, a nudging to help people live the lives that they want to live. And I think it's pretty easy to figure out if that's happening or not just by how you're feeling. If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling dark, if you're feeling sad, then there's a disconnect. and maybe you've lost track of who you are and what you want to do with your life. And so I think the workshop has done that. I think our Vision Collision has taken that to the next step, and we had our first masquerade, right? Uh,
Yes.
and I see, I think I'm touching into like maybe what your vision is too, is just how can we keep taking this to the next level? How can we do even more for those who are out there, helping them enhance their lives?
Oh my gosh, I love the idea of just really focusing on the community aspect of it, because with the university you have like you have an experience that you go through with other people, but then you have alumni, and so it's a community. It's a community of people that want to live what has been put inside of them. And I think like a big um a big part of being able to answer that question. You said, it is pretty easy to figure out whether you're living your dreams. I think, like, once you remove the shoulds, that's like a really big part of getting confused in that. When you think you should be happy with what's going on, sometimes you'll trick yourself day after day to think you are happy because you really should. Right? If you keep doing that, you can't get to actually answering the question and just say, you know what, I'm not. Like, this isn't this isn't really it. Um, and I think one thing we can see is how much happier we can be as we are working towards something, because there is so much joy to be had in the journey. If you think just about that the destination is going to make you happy, I mean, a lot of us realize that that's not exactly, that's not a fullness of truth right there, that there's just this destination that in itself will make you happy, right? But knowing that you're not headed toward a destination that you're interested in, I mean, that when you know you're headed toward, I guess the easier way to say, when you know you're headed toward a destination that you're excited about, that process is exciting too. You could enjoy your job more. You could enjoy other things that might be bothering you actually right now if you knew that you were really headed toward this life that you wanted to craft. Or do you feel like you're experiencing that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the nice part about actually living what I'm preaching is I can see how it all works. And I can see where I want things to evolve. They say you're never done dreaming. I believe we're here on this planet to continually learn. So like you said, there's not, okay, I met my dream, done. It's like, okay, well, what's next? And not so much as like you said, like I'm not gonna be happy till I reach that what's next, but the continual movement and enjoyment of the process. And just recently, I mean, first of all, when I moved into the RV, people immediately like, who were close to me said, "You look light. You look happy." There was an immediate transformation as soon as I was in this vehicle. Like it was crazy. So like they're like think of how I was before. And I had no I mean I knew I wasn't happy, but the transformation was ridiculous. And then things have started transforming in other parts of my life as well, to the point where I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm actually feeling happy." Like, and this is crazy, and this should be normal. This should be normal if people want it, to be able to feel happy, even like you said, even if some they feel like they should be happy in the circumstances that they're in, they're not. Okay, well, what's going to make us happy? What's going to be normal? What's going to cause us to become light, to become who we want to be?
So awesome. And I think like I understand more the concept of people saying that life is a big like why or purpose for life is to experience the fullness of life. Meaning that when you make big jumps like this, like you really kind of see what life's about. Like you're like, wow, like life is big. Life is malleable. Life is
Mm-hmm.
not this stuck thing, right?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
life has potential to be really powerful and beautiful and exciting, and life has a lot of potential to it. So
Mhm.
I think that part of being present in the moment is to unwrap this gift called life. So, i.e., like once you make a big jump and you're like, man, I I was able to do that. Like that was possible. So what else? What
Exactly.
else can I do? And yeah, it's just like imagine the possibilities. So it's definitely not about this destination being some type of end of the road, right?
Mhm.
But it's really such a beginning. And you begin to look around at the possibilities of what life can be and manifest. So, yeah, we are really excited to bring this type of joy and enthusiasm to you all. And I do think like the timing is perfect for us
Mhm.
to launch off and to do this. So Friday, this Friday, we have something special planned for you. A we're going to do a virtual meeting where we explain the concepts of Virtual Vision University. We're going to talk about kind of the layout, the format of the different classes, and the offerings that we have. Want to spend a little time, dreaming with you guys about what you all would like to see and what type of community would support you as well. And with it being a special little holiday weekend, you have an option to dress up. I'm taking that option, just so you know. um, so you can come in costume to the Zoom meeting. We're also going to broadcast it on the Facebook page. If that's cool with you, Terry, I figured it'd be good to have it live in a couple places since it's free. We just really want to get the information out there on what we're doing and want you to understand the value of what we're bringing, and you're really going to get to kind of get in on ground floor type of way to what we're hoping may be really big and worldwide, and provide this community of people living their dreams and helping other people live their dreams. So anything you want to add to an explanation of that?
No, I think you did a great job.
Awesome. Good, good. I mean, you did such a good job explaining the university. So, yep, we're just a good team, y'all. That's just how it is. We got a little instigator, we've got an organizer, and we're both a little la da da in how we do these things, and it just works perfectly. And I believe you'll have a lot of fun with us on Friday. To find out if you want to join us for this initiative, for this Virtual Vision University. So if you haven't liked the Facebook page, go ahead and like that. You can find the invite in there to say that you'd like to be there. Of course, you can also leave a message here, message me or Terry. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us on this journey. It'll feel like we're all crowding into the RV with you, taking this journey of life, Terry. We'll all go together. We'll all go together. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yes, with me. And yeah, so yeah, Simply Felicity will be taking just a short hiatus until the beginning of the year. So thank you guys for joining me on this as well, and we'll continue it over on the Virtual Vision University and just get some people living and rocking their dreams for a bit as well. So we will see you next time, and hopefully on Friday. See you on Friday, Terry.
See you there.
All right. Bye.